Willow, so we're going to chat a little bit about safe transportation. So it's not super uncommon in play active rec and sport for adults to have to transport children and young people to and from events or activities. Keen to know some of the key considerations to make sure that that experience and that environment's safe.
I mean, for me, it's things like the considerations that we all have, making sure the car's WAFT, making sure there's registration, making sure there's seat belts, those type of things, making sure we're driver's license, not drink driving, those types of things. So transporting other people's children the way that you would want your children to be transported. So those are the key things, but then there's other considerations as well. If there is a situation where a coach is left with a child at the end of the training, you can't leave the child. We all know that, you can't leave the child. So for me, it would be communicating with somebody what your next plan is, where you're going, and then when you get to the house, texting that person and saying, drop the child off, child with parents, all good, I'm heading off.
Brilliant. So I'm hearing the importance of making sure that if you are travelling somewhere, that route and to that destination has been agreed upon and clearly communicated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you're organising a trip or a tournament or something, there should be agreed stop-off points. I mean, obviously situations can occur, like if you've got a child with travel sickness, the best laid plans can go out the window, but yeah, really planning.
What should someone do if there is an unexpected deviation, like a toilet stop or stop to get some food or something like that? What's the steps that need to happen there?
To me, it's all about communicating and letting somebody else know, and it might be that you're in the middle of nowhere, but equally thinking about that, about the fact that when I get back to where I am, I'm going to tell somebody that this is what happened, letting somebody know. Yeah,
brilliant. So those little tips, I guess, around messaging someone before you make the trip and at the end of the trip and letting people know. So it's I guess that shared responsibility around a situation that might seem quite stressful at the time, but I guess sharing that responsibility with another adult is going to help, I guess, get the best outcome.
Yeah, there's a beginning and there's an end.
Yeah, brilliant.
To me, safeguarding is all about planning for things. It's planning for eventualities so that if that situation does occur, you know exactly what to do. We don't want people reacting, because I think when people react, that's when it starts to get really tricky, when people are in that panic mode of what do I do? This is something that should just become normal. You know what's expected of you, and people have expectations of you as well, which will keep you and the child ultimately safe.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well, I'm sure people have picked up some excellent points around what they could do if they find themselves in that situation, and there's also a bunch of other resources, that we can access, so encourage people to go and check that out and see what's relevant to them.